All right. Hello there. Now, for the past 999 years, Wizard Nikita has been sitting in his cave, contemplating the secrets of the universe and unraveling the secrets of how to raise aura. And what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna reveal all my secret sauce to you. And I'm gonna talk about a lot of things. It's gonna be a very long video. So I'm gonna put timestamps in the bottom so that you can like click wherever you think you're gonna be the most interested if you don't wanna watch the whole thing. I am gonna explain the methods that I use to boost this thing that we got going on here. And I'm just gonna speak from my own experiences, and what you can do is, have a listen, and whatever resonates with you, you can start applying in your own life, being experimental, and let's get going. I got a notepad right here. You see, I came prepared. Now, let's start with what even is aura. Aura is the collective energy of thoughts, words, actions, and emotions that create the unique vibrational frequency, which is your aura. The word vibe, as we know it in modern times, stems from the word vibration. Now, Nikola Tesla has a very interesting quote that goes, "Everything in the universe is energy, frequency, and vibration." So if Nikola Tesla knows it, then we might as well apply it. And what does Nikola Tesla, who is a scientist, have anything to do with, spirituality of sorts? Well, science is, in a way, an instrument that is used to explain spirituality. It's not the other way around. Let's get into the first practice. Now, here's some things that I do. Let's start with the very basics. Meditation, breath work, sound healing, music. Meditation is a tool to connect with your inner self, connect with the cosmos, and basically block off all the external noise. What do I do as a meditation practice? I personally use an instrument called a love tuner, which is a pipe around this big. And this tuning fork connects you to the 528 hertz frequency, which is the frequency of love. It's supposed to balance the water molecules in your body, put you into an altered state of consciousness, and just give you inner peace. I'll demonstrate to you what that sounds like. Right. So as you can see, it's just tuned to one specific frequency. But if you're a beginner at meditation, then this is a great instrument to help you like block out the noise, because you kind of only concentrate on your breath work and on that sound, which kind of blocks off all the external thoughts and allows you to enter a altered state of consciousness and a meditative sort of state. Breath work. What I do, I breathe in through my nose, deep breaths, breathe out through the mouth. Preferably, the first thing you do in the morning is you go outside into the fresh air, take deep breaths, stimulates your whole brain, gets your body going. Wonderful way to start the day. What else do we have here? Sound healing. You can use something as a soundboard. This got the flower of life, as you can see. Simple as that. You can create a ritual with your friends, family members, by yourself, where you gather in a circle, hit the boing, and it completely chills you out. Highly recommended. Now, high vibrational music, singing, dancing. Music obviously operates all at a specific frequency, so the music you listen to has a big influence on how you're going to be feeling. what I don't know, what works for me is if I am in this sort of, spiritual vibe and I want to kind of raise my vibration, a band that really works for me is Ayatera. I'm gonna put some songs somewhere on the screen so that you can just, get a hint. But I also listen to rap music, techno, all that stuff, and that doesn't seem to interfere with my growth too much. Singing obviously opens up your throat chakra, opens up your expression, makes you feel good, and dancing makes you feel good. Highly recommended stuff. Now, creative work. Hobbies, creative hobbies, such as artwork, working in nature, such as gardening, having, positive affirmations. The creative work that I do is I study a alternative form of natural healing, which is called homeopathy. That is an energetic form of healing. I talk about it on this channel. You will be able to find it if that is something you're interested in. I am very grateful for the fact that I've discovered it so early on in life, because I believe this is something I'm going to be pursuing my entire life. And yes, I am very grateful for the fact that I've discovered that so early on, and for the fact that it actually is going to help heal other people in a way. Now, whatever creative activity you personally are interested in, pursue that as often as possible in a positive state. Now, spreading love, complimenting strangers, buying flowers. As you can see, we got on this board. Now, the way that you treat other people is a very large reflection of your internal state, of how you view yourself, of how you treat yourself. And I'm telling you, the moment you start kind of loving yourself more, the more you're going to desire to spread that love with the world. And one of my favorite things to ever do is just go up to a stranger and give them a compliment on whatever, on their hair, some clothing they're wearing, a handbag, a dog that they're, walking with, something, whatever it is, but it must be authentic. I never force myself to give compliments. Only if I genuinely have a desire to do so, then I am going to go up to that person, give them a compliment, wish them a good day, go on with my day. You do not know how good of an impact you can have on somebody's day just by a simple compliment. It takes nothing, but it is one of the most beautiful things you can do, right? Where were we? Buying flowers. Now, once one of my family members, who was a female, had her birthday, and I was going to buy her flowers, and I just ended up, buying 30, individual roses and handing them out to random women on the street, ranging from girls my age to old grandmas to anyone pretty much. And I didn't have to. I just had this very strong urge to do that, and it's stuff like that. Also, just generosity in general. Buy something nice for somebody. Spread your material possessions towards other people. Put yourself into a state of abundance, and giving something, whether that is, going up to a construction worker with a cold Red Bull or a cold bottle of water, or buying your friends something. It just puts you, it's you hinting to the universe that you are in a vibration of complete abundance, and abundance is going to help you attract even more abundance into your life so that you can continue that journey. It is a law that everything in the universe must be balanced, so it cannot be taken away from you. the more you give, the more you're gonna return. It might not make sense, but it is a process. Let's see what else we can do. Journaling, gratitude, visualization, setting goals. All right, journaling. You can start a journal for when you feel bad, for when you feel good. Write down your thoughts. You can do that on your phone. You can do that in your journal. You can do that in YouTube videos. You can do that on Snapchat, on Instagram. You can share it with others. You cannot share it with anybody. It is completely up to you. Now, visualization. If you want to attract a certain scenario into your life, you must start with visualization. If you want to come closer to a specific goal, it all starts with visualizing where it is that you desire to go, where it is that you desire to be, the outcome which you strive for. And it basically creates your desired reality on the mental plane, on the spiritual plane, before you are able to manifest that in physical reality. Setting goals for subconscious work. Now, I'm going to use a personal example with my homeopathy studies. If it's late at night, if it's, I don't know, half an hour before I go to bed, and I want to start, and I know that the next day I'm going to start a new, maybe a new project, a new essay that I'm going to write, I'm going to spend half an hour writing down the basics and setting the intentions for what I desire that essay to be, or for what I want the structure of the essay to be, for the themes which encompass that essay, for what I want to achieve tomorrow, what I want to do tomorrow, how I want to advance tomorrow. And I find that practice incredibly useful because you set those intentions before you go to bed, and while you're sleeping, at least from my experience, your subconscious mind kind of digests that thing that you've created in the journal or whatever. And I feel like half the work, like the next day, when I actually get down to writing that essay, it is so much easier. It's as if my brain has already done all the work while I was sleeping. My subconscious mind has already done everything for me. And it is a very powerful practice that I highly recommend. Let's see where we are. Sobriety. That is a very interesting topic that I can talk about for ages. Now, my drugs of choice were always cannabis and nicotine in various forms. Now, with drugs, it's a very weird thing. Drugs, at least weed, cannabis, I believe has helped me greatly on my spiritual journey. It has helped me open my third eye to some extent. However, with cannabis use, the initial positive benefits that you experience, that's wonderful and all. But at some point, because look, if you're at a low frequency, cannabis is way above you, and cannabis, right, is going to bring you up. Cannabis is going to bring you to that level. However, once you're already at that level, at your sober state, once you're already like as high as cannabis in your sober state, then once you smoke cannabis, it's just going to bring you down. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like once your natural frequency is higher than that of the drug that you are consuming, it is only going to bring you down. It is a wonderful tool that you can use for spiritual growth, as many spiritual people have. However, at a certain point, it is more of a hindrance than it is a tool, right? What I recommend from my personal experience is entire sobriety. The only drug I consume now is caffeine, which I'm not planning on giving up anytime soon, because is a man allowed to have one vice? Like, come on, all this like spiritual enlightenment, all that stuff is wonderful. Can I have one vice? Coffee? Can I just drink my coffee in peace? Can a man have a vice, please? Anyways, I drink coffee. I don't plan on giving that up anytime soon. But since every time that I've gone through a period of, falling back into cycles of addiction with nicotine and cannabis, and then going back to a state of sobriety where I'm sober for months and months straight, what I find is that the time periods when I'm fully sober is when I am the most productive, is when I have the biggest breakthroughs, is when I achieve the most, is when I am the happiest, is when I am the most productive, the strongest, I have the most mental clarity. And life just unfolds at a quicker pace than it does when I am smoking that ganja and that devil's lettuce. So it's a complicated thing to talk about, but I'm at a stage now where I can recommend going full sober, because having external substances interfere, at some point it just blocks off your connection to the cosmos, blocks off your own connection to your true self, to your inner child, that sort of stuff. Now, organic food. Consume food that is as organic as possible. Preferably cook your own food at home, right? Me personally, I don't eat meat. That is something that I believe has helped me on my spiritual journey. I have not eaten meat since I was 15 years old, after watching the Game Changers documentary, which was kind of like the big breakthrough for me. It was like the big inspiration, because it just opened my eyes a little bit to the reality of this whole theme. And maybe the reason why I'm making such videos is because of the vitamin B12 deficiency. However, I just think it's the right thing. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying you have to do that. Not every spiritual person does that. However, meat is a very low vibrational food because it is dead, decaying flesh of a animal, which makes you in a way absorb all the state in which the animal was at the time that it was killed, which is usually anger and sadness. I don't think it serves the world a purpose anymore. I don't believe it serves humanity a purpose anymore. And I believe that the lighter the food, the deeper the meditation. The more you are able to disconnect from earthly pleasures, the higher up you go in your mental freedom, the greater your connection with the cosmos. Right. Again, I'm not saying this is something you have to do. What I can recommend for you to do is try it out and see for yourself. Exercise. My chosen forms of exercise are long distance running and sprinting. I love sprinting. I love long distance running, preferably shirtless in the sun, with or without headphones, completely up to you. What you can do is connect also with a source of water when you're running. What I used to do is run like 10 kilometers, then go on a swim, then meditate in the grass, grounding, then put on my shoes again, run another 10 kilometers, swim again, go home. That's it. All right. What else? Gym, amazing. Power through, get blood flowing, get your endorphins flowing, release the hormones. All very good stuff. I think it's kind of clear for everybody at this point. I don't even need to explain that. Whatever exercise is the one you love the most, pursue that. Explore nature. If you're, lucky enough to be in a place where you have some beautiful source of nature around you, such as a forest or a beach or an ocean or a mountain. Climb up it, connect with nature, walk around, be one with it, disconnect from the world. Um, yeah, it's like the color green calms the mind. That's been proven. So, yeah, connect with nature, that sort of stuff. Simple as that. Grounding, connect to the earth. Walk bare feet on grass, on ground as much as possible. Um, Spend as much time in the sun as possible, as naked as possible. Now that is important, right? I believe that sunscreen is a myth. Sunscreen has like 50 artificial chemicals inside it. It's petroleum based. You rub it all over the screen, all over the skin. The skin is the largest organ of the body. It ends up absorbing everything that goes inside it, and yeah, it then leaches into your blood. I believe that is the real source of skin. You know what this is? This is the Cancer zodiac. I am a Cancer. Anyways, I believe that's the real source. Yeah. And what the sun actually does is obviously vitamin D. It's super necessary for calcium, for your hormones, for your entire body to be in a fantastic state. Now, it makes you feel good. It connects you to the sun. The sun represents the masculine principle in esoteric subjects. Signs in astrology, such as Leo, are linked with the sun. So, yeah, connect with the sun. It's lovely. What else can I talk about? Cold showers and salt baths. Now, my favorite form of... Let me put on a light. Hold up. Give me a sec. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It's hella dark, bro. Is it gonna work? Yay. Cool. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Where were we? Where was we? I was talking about taking cold showers. Now, after I exercise, especially after like a good gym session, a cold shower hits different. For me, it's like one of the best feelings ever. I love cold showers. They make you feel so good. First thing in the morning, if you're like a true Sigma male, or, just whenever basically, it increases testosterone, it gets blood flowing, it strengthens your immune system, it raises your aura, it raises your vibration, it makes you feel amazing, it makes you feel energized. I feel like it makes me even like, it makes my brain function better, because I have like a hot bodily constitution. I tend to like overheat, so I need to like drink a lot of water. This one in particular has like aloe vera inside it. Delicious. So yeah, I remember when I was in the army, we had like exercises in the middle of the summer. It's like 35 degrees Celsius. You have uniform on you, you're carrying like 30 kilograms of equipment, you're running around for the entire day, intense exercises. And then once you get back to base, if you are fortunate enough to go back to base, I was the only guy. We had like a shower cabin with like 10 different stalls kind of thing, and I was the only guy out of like a battalion of like 50 people that took cold showers. And everyone was like, dude, you're a psychopath. How can you suffer the entire day in this heat and then take this ice cold shower. I'm like, dude, you sweat all day. We're in the heat all day. And you take a hot shower after an entire day of sweating? Hell nah. Not my vibe. Cold showers all the way. Now, salt baths. Relax in a salt bath. Not my personal thing, just works for some people. What is very important? Avoiding toxic people, places, activities. For me, some of the most toxic places are nightclubs, you know, um, alcohol. I was never a big fan of alcohol. I never consumed. I, back when I consumed, even back when I like smoked weed, for example, I would not drink more than a beer a month. Like one beer a month was the absolute limit for me. Alcohol is alcohol, stems from the it's an Arabic word, alcohol, which means body eating spirit. I believe it is a evil instrument that is plotted to destroy humanity and keep us in a lowered vibration. So there are no benefits from alcohol whatsoever. Alcohol genuinely kills your brain cells, and it's avoid it as much as you can, right? So nightclubs and clubs, that sort of stuff, you drink alcohol. Alcohol opens up your aura, it opens up the electromagnetic field, and your heart produces an electromagnetic field, which is kind of like what chakras are. Chakras are energy centers around the body, and each one responsible for a different theme. I'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, so alcohol opens up your energetic field, it creates holes, and people that go to nightclubs are usually in a very low vibrational state. They are there to release some sadness, to find somebody to bring home to sleep with. It's a very sort of low vibrational place, low vibrational music, low vibrational people, low vibrational activities. So avoid those sort of places to max out your aura. Avoid toxic people. At some point, once you actually increase your vibration, you're going to become more sensitive to energy. You're going to become hypersensitive to the energy of other people and to environments in general. At some point, it's going to feel as if you're able to read minds. So toxic people, you're just going to recognize them from a mile away by the conversations they have, by the judgmental talks, by the what's that called when you discuss other people, whatever, you get what I'm trying to say. So at some point you'll just be able to recognize that all by yourself, right? And yeah, pretty much. I don't like the light. Whatever. Where was I? Connecting with your inner child. Now, connecting with your inner child. I'll just give you an example that I used personally, and then you can think of how that applies to your life. Once I was running and it started to rain very heavily. It was pouring, raining, and puddles started to form. And I was very far away from home, multiple kilometers away from home. I am cold, I'm fully soaked, but I am running, my heart's pumping. It was actually kind of a vibe. But what I saw is that there's a bunch of puddles on the floor, and the adult mind, the rational mind is like, oh, dodge the puddles, dodge the puddles. But then I'm like, what would my inner child desire right now? My inner child would desire to step into every single one of these puddles. Every single liquid of water you see on the floor, you jump in. And you jump in you get what I mean? You just fully jump in. You take it to the maximum. And yeah, and then I just, completely splashed, you get what I'm trying to say. Sometimes it's okay to give your inner child that sort of creativity. I loved playing Legos as a kid. So what I'll find myself doing if I'm ever down, if I'm in a bad mood, go to the supermarket, buy yourself a little Lego set, you know, spend an hour just building it in your room, and then while you're doing that, you're connecting with your inner child. Um, yeah, mm, I think you understand that concept. Let's see what else I can have here. Now, you can use supplements. Going back to diet and that sort of stuff, there are supplements which you can use to sort of decalcify your pineal gland, which is your third eye, which allows you to access complete psychic and supernatural human states. There's many things such as, let me see, one sec. What do we have here? I don't even know why I mentioned that, but I find it necessary to mention for some reason. You can buy yourself something such as chlorella or spirulina, which is algae, um, oil of oregano, black seed oil, shilajit, turmeric, ginger, raw cacao, zeolite, hydrogen water, that sort of stuff. But you don't really have to complicate diet. You don't really have to complicate diet. Consume organic food, consume real food. You'll be fine. You'll be chilling. Let's see. I mentioned a bunch of stuff. Move your body. Hug somebody. Show gratitude for everything you have in your life. Sit in silence for an hour and just think deeply about how far you've come and where you desire to go. Clean up your room, declutter your mind, free up some space, you know? It's even as simple as like, I don't know, like deleting old photos or apps that you don't need on your phone. Decluttering your phone is a start to decluttering your mind. And that can like, it's like Jordan Peterson saying, make your bed. That's what I'm trying to say. Dude, the light is... Hold up. Cool. A bit more light. A bit more light. Let's see. Affirmations. Not my thing. You can do that if you desire. And I personally also use instruments such as astrology and numerology to kind of set a theme for the day, to read the vibration and the energy which the day encompasses. That is a whole nother video. You're gonna have to subscribe because clearly we're gonna get into some stuff here. Now, also something that I use during meditation, you completely don't gotta be doing all that. You don't gotta do all that, but what I have here is a sadhu board. It's needles, as you can see. This is needles. And I stand on those for anywhere from a minute up to half an hour, and you really don't gotta be doing all that, but what I find that for myself personally is that it releases stress. If I'm completely like tripping out, I don't know how like your mind works. Me personally, sometimes I completely trip out, and if the only thing that I experience is the pain of needles kind of like going into my feet. They don't penetrate the feet. You don't ever bleed, no matter how long you stand on them, but it hurts. It really hurts. And if you are, concentrated on the pain, your thoughts kind of dissolve and you don't think about anything else. It's a form of meditation, I guess. You really don't gotta be doing all that. I don't know you, so I'm saying it. Let's see, what else? There is one last secret one last ancient method of the ultimate wizard, of the ultimate alchemist, that's gonna completely supercharge your aura, your spiritual enlightenment, your electromagnetic field. But I'm not gonna talk about that in this video. You're gonna have to subscribe. You're gonna have to wait. This is for another video. But the practice, which I'm gonna talk about in this video, in that later video, is so powerful that it's gonna allow you to get in touch with all these other practices so much quicker. It will absolutely supercharge every aspect of your life, especially your spiritual development. If you're still here, I'm happy you enjoyed this video, and I think that's enough for today. What is the most important after we've covered all those things? Rest. You see this? Rest. As you can see, I drew like waves and a sun and a guy on a surfboard. So after you go crazy, after you free your mind and reach this sort of enlightenment that we talked about, now that you got W aura, you may rest. Get enough sleep. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. And love the world. Cheers, my friends.